Welcome back to ET Now. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now with me, Kanishka Sarkar and Ankita Saxena. We're a show where we're taking all your stock-specific queries with our experts answering and advising you on your investment ideas. But before we get back to the queries, we have Sharad who's joining us. AMFI data for the month of June is out and record SIP inflows in June, Sharad.
Well, a very strong AMFI numbers coming in for the month of June, and the first time itself the number has gone past the 27,000 crore mark, indicating a strong retail participation in the markets despite the volatility we have seen over the last 3 to 4 odd months. Now, interestingly, the equity inflow that has come in at 2-month high levels as well. Last month it was below 20,000 crore mark, and now it's back to the average of almost 24,000 to 28,000 crores, which we have seen over the last 6 months. Interestingly, the inflows, be it the large cap, be it the mid cap, be it the small cap, all are roaring in. Between 30 to 35% month-on-month jump has also been there. Except ELS scheme, all the equity schemes have shown inflows, and this is the 52nd straight month where we are seeing equity inflows coming in strong. Also, apart from this, if you look at it, the debt numbers have also been decent, but the most important number to look out is the SIP number. It's at a record level of 27,000 crore odd rupees. So that's a very strong indication coming in the markets, especially regarding the AMC stocks as well as the mutual fund data. And overall, the sentiment is back.
All right, Sharad, thank you so much for joining us with the lowdown of the AMFI data that's trickling in. Now, remember, we are sitting at record high levels as far as the SIP inflows are concerned. 27,269 crores is where the SIP number is at versus 26,688 in the previous month. And this is the first time ever that we have actually crossed the 27,000 crore mark as far as the mutual fund SIP numbers are concerned, which shows robust retail participation despite the global volatility. But to weigh in more on the numbers that are trickling in, let's get on board Suranjana Borthakur, who's the head of distribution and strategic alliances, Mirae Asset Investment Managers, joining in. Hi, thank you so much, Suranjana, for joining us today. Suranjana, the numbers look very strong for the month of June, and this is despite the tariff concerns, the global volatility. The retail participation remains strong. In fact, if you look at the SIP numbers, it's for the first time that we've crossed the 27,000 crore mark. What is your reading? Give us a sense of your first reading of the numbers that have come out.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. I think biggest takeaway is the upside in the SIP numbers. I think SIP numbers look very, very strong, which is a very good indicator that, the long-term commitment of people continue to remain in the market. I think also good to see that the upside in the equity numbers, which is at 23,000 crores compared to the 19,000 crore last month. The comeback has not been just in one category, but the biggest inflow, of course, has been in terms of the upside in flexi cap. But we also see a robust inflow in the large cap as well as the mid and small coming back. Thematic hasn't seen a very large upside. There's been a little bit of a cut down in that number. So which is where I think in terms of the NFOs also, which have been coming in this space, has calmed down to an extent, but good to see inflows across. But I think the continued inflows in the hybrid segment is also a very important takeaway, because I think, last month 20,000 crores of inflow in hybrid was there, but this month it's even higher. And I see a higher inflow in the more aggressive categories, where we see like aggressive hybrid category, there's been a huge upside. Equity savings as a category has had a large upside, as well as BAF. While multi-asset has been continually every month getting a good inflow, the other categories had seen a tapering down. The larger component of the hybrid inflow is also the arbitrage segment, where we see that a lot of money has been parked over the last couple of months, where we see that as the uncertainties settle, probably a lot more of that money is also getting deployed over a period.
That's right. Hi, Suranjana. This is Kanishka also joining in. I wanted to understand from you a point that you were making earlier. So, within segments, like you said, small and mid cap is something that is coming back. So, are retail investors showing preference? What kind of preference are they showing for these mid cap and small cap funds, despite those high valuations that we have been seeing?
Yeah, hi. So if you see the inflows in terms of mid and small cap, actually the upside in terms of the mid and small cap has not been very large. The numbers are actually somewhere around 25% in the small cap segment and about 35% in the mid cap segment. But the larger inflow pattern has been in the flexi cap and large cap. I think last month the concerning part was that large cap and flexi, both of them, especially large cap, there was a 50% cut in the inflow numbers, and it's good to see that both these categories are coming back. I think when I talk to distributors in the market, I talk to people in the market, I mean, a lot of recommendation has been to also put in incremental flows in the large cap segment, because large cap as well as flexi cap segment. I think a lot of inflows last year, because of the higher returns in the mid and small cap, were getting deployed towards mid and small cap funds. There was a little bit of the merit of large cap was being missed out, and there was a little higher allocation in the other segments. So there was a natural reallocation which was required also, since valuation wise large caps were looking more attractive. So we were anticipating earlier that once inflows pattern the pattern starts to show an upside, there will be an incremental allocation in large cap segment. But good to see that flexi cap is also getting a good allocation. Mid and small continue to get allocation, and that is something we have also been recommending, that if you have a time frame which is longer than 3 to 5 years in India, enough allocation to mid and small is much required to create wealth.
All right, so Ranjana, absolutely point taken. Mid and small cap is where you really generate wealth, and therefore perhaps people with longer time horizon are parking their money in these funds, and therefore the continued flow. But
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.